tell you about the RSS versus Congress face-off, which is intensifying in Karnataka. This after the Karnataka government has cleared a bill over the use of public space. BJP has hit out at DK Shivakumar, claiming this move aims to target the activities of the RSS. There's a political row which has erupted over Rahul Gandhi's hug diplomacy jibe at the Prime Minister. The BJP has slammed the remarks as unacceptable and unparliamentary, while the Congress has defended Rahul's comments as satire. We'll also tell you about the fresh political battle that has erupted over Arunachal Pradesh and the India-China border, with Rahul Gandhi alleging that the Indian army is being stopped from patrolling by the Chinese. BJP has rejected these claims of slow encroachment. And there's a major price pinch now to hit the consumers in Bengaluru. This after the government's new rules, the annual residential parking fee could see a high of 25,000 rupees. We'll get you your view, the Janata's take on that. And now let's shift our focus to the big story that we are tracking. So for the first time since 2011, India is going to undertake the census exercise once again. But this time it is going to be a bit different. The Ministry of Home Affairs has issued a gazette notification for the same, which mentions that among the 40 questions that will be asked to the citizens during the entire exercise, they will be also asked for their caste details. So caste is now part of the process. So it is no longer just scheduled caste or scheduled tribe, but your caste will be recorded as part of the exercise regardless. Interestingly, this is the first time that caste has been added to the census questionnaire since independence. This is the first census that will record caste since 1931. The census will have an open-ended question on the citizen's caste, and it will only record the response of the citizen. It will not have a drop-down or a tick mark. Now, this has sparked a political slugfest as expected. The opposition accuses the centre of conducting caste census only for political mileage, and the opposition believes that the action is timed according to the upcoming elections.
जनगणना के साथ जाति जनगणना कराने की विपक्ष की बहुत पुरानी मांग थी, जिसे भाजपा की केंद्र सरकार ने मान लिया, लेकिन उसमें वो ऐसी चीजें, ऐसे कॉलम जोड़ रहे हैं जिससे व्यक्ति की निजता का हनन हो रहा है। उनके जो भी काम होते हैं उन पे टाइमिंग का मसला होता है। जब कोई भी बड़ा राज्य का चुनाव होगा या ऐसी चीजें होंगी, तब वो इन चीजों को करते हैं और उसका माइलेज लेने की कोशिश करते हैं।
Meanwhile, the BJP has hit back at the Congress party. The BJP is now referring to the Mandal Commission and says it was the Congress government under Jawaharlal Nehru and Indira Gandhi that mishandled the Mandal Commission. And it is now the BJP that is giving the backward classes its due.
ये क्या नेहरू जी की सरकार है, इंदिरा जी की सरकार है, राजीव गांधी की सरकार है जो मंडल कमीशन की दुर्गति कर दी? ये है नरेंद्र मोदी की सरकार जो वंचितों को सम्मान करने का काम करते हैं। केवल सम्मान नहीं, संवैधानिक सम्मान देते हैं, सामाजिक समरूपता बनाते हैं। इसीलिए इनको चाणक्य नीति तो पता चलेगा नहीं अमित शाह और मोदी जी का। जाति जनगणना जब होगी तो राहुल जी आप कौन सी जाति में आओगे ये आपको बताना पड़ेगा, और आपके दोहरी सदस्यता वाला भी अब पोल खुलेगा।
Let's go across to Bhavtosh, my colleague, who's getting us more details. Bhavtosh, now there was a demand of a nationwide caste census, but the opposition says that this is just being done by the government for the sake of it. The question is on the intention of the government.
Yes, Swati, in fact, this very contentious issue has been included for the first time in independent India, but it has been left open-ended. It is up to an individual, a person to mention his caste, whether that person belongs to scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, or whichever caste that person belongs to. It is not mandatory for that person to define his caste. Now, Congress spokesperson Jairam Ramesh has said that in last April itself, Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge has has mentioned this, or in fact wrote a letter in which he had said that they should follow the model of Telangana, in which what was specifically mentioned that the government should include this, like in Telangana, so that affirmative action can be included. Now, the letter or the notification that has been brought in by the Ministry of Home Affairs mentioned 40 questions that will be included in the census that will be conducted, in which caste has been specifically mentioned, and other points that would be mentioned, or the questions that will be included include whether the person has carried out his COVID vaccination, the job that person is doing, also his digital qualification, as well as how he goes to the place of work, his marital status, and the number of children that person has, his relationship to the head of the family, also his Aadhaar number, and other points. But it is his caste or her caste that is the most...
The objection of the opposition is over the open-ended question. So whatever will be told by the citizens during the exercise will be jotted down, it will be noted down. There will be no tick mark, no drop down, and no verification, I believe, at that point of time. Thank you very much, Bhavtosh, for getting us the details. Let's move on now. Let's shift our focus to the state of Karnataka, where the Cabinet has cleared the Karnataka Regulation of Use of Government Premises and Public Property Bill 2026. In simple terms, the Congress government wants a law governing how private individuals, organizations, associations and societies use government property. So from government land and buildings to playgrounds, parks and roads, there will be a prescribed permission process, and unauthorized use can invite action, and misuse or damage to public property can attract penalties. The bill has cabinet approval and is expected to be brought before the assembly, before the legislature. The new bill seeks to replace that executive order with a statutory framework. In other words, put the permission regime on the strength of a law rather than merely a government order. But if the bill talks about all organizations, why is everyone talking about the RSS? The Karnataka Chief Minister says this is a bill that applies to all. It is about rules and accountability.
ನಾವು ಯಾರಲ್ಲ ಯಾರೇ ಆಗಲಿ ನೀವೇ ಆಗಲಿ ನಾವೇ ಆಗಲಿ ರಸ್ತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇದನ್ನ ಪರ್ಮಿಷನ್ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ತಗೋಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಯಾವ ಪಾರ್ಟಿ ಪಕ್ಷ ಮತ್ತೊಂದು ಅಂತ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ. ಈಗ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಹೇಳ್ದೆ ಕೇಳದೆ ನುಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀವಲ್ಲ. ಯಾವುದೇ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ನಗರದಲ್ಲಾಗಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲೇ ಆಗಲಿ ಪರ್ಮಿಷನ್ ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಂಡು ದಾಖಲೆ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಈಗ ನೋಡಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಬೈರೇಗೌಡರು ಅವ್ರ ನೇತೃತ್ವದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಇದನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ವಿ, ಫ್ರೀಡಮ್ ಪಾರ್ಕ್. ಅವರು ಪರ್ಮಿಷನ್ ತಗೊಂಡು ಪೊಲೀಸಿಗೆ ಬರೋದು ಏನು ಎತ್ತ ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಬೇಕು, SC ಬಂದಿ ಬೇಕು, ಅರ್ಜಿ ಹಾಕಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ದಿನಕ್ಕೆ 1,000 ಜನ 10,000 ಜನ ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಆಯ್ತಾಯಿದ್ರು. ಅದಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ಒಂದು ಲೆಕ್ಕಾಚಾರ ಇರಬೇಕಲ್ಲ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಲೆಕ್ಕ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ ಹೊರತು ಬೇರೆ ಏನೇನಿಲ್ಲ.
So the government says no specific party or organization has been mentioned. So why is there such a furor? Why such a hue and cry? Let's break down the details. What will this particular bill cover? It will cover government land and buildings, parks and playground, roads and public assets. Now the other big question, who is covered under the provisions of this bill? Individuals, organizations, associations and also societies. And what changes after the bill? Permission framework, check on unauthorized use, accountability for damage and penalties for violations. Now the BJP says this bill is an attempt to target RSS and curb its activities. The battle could be headed straight to the courts now. BJP MP Tejasvi Surya is calling the proposed law unconstitutional and says that if it becomes an act, he and team of lawyers will challenge it all the way to the highest court. Congress government rejects the targeting of RSS charge completely. Karnataka Home Minister Priyank Kharge asks why everyone automatically assumes that the legislation is meant to curb one particular institution. Listen in.
The session is going on, the assembly is on. Come here, debate. If there are any shortcomings in the bill, I will correct it. I'm just following Supreme Court's order, High Court's order on regulating public spaces and government playgrounds, government lands, government roads. You have a problem, let the BJP people do whatever they want in their house, in their in Keshav Krupa, in Jagannath Krupa, or whatever their bhavans are called. I have no problem with that. But I have not mentioned anybody. Why are they guilty?
The Constitution of India very clearly permits individuals to form groups and associations. And this right is protected by the Constitution of India. There is no compulsion that a group of individuals have to mandatorily register their association or group. I, along with a group of other advocates, we will ourselves challenge this bill as and when it becomes an act. We will take it to the court.
If D.K. Shivakumar, Chief Minister, as well as Priyank Kharge, if they have real guts, let them come out openly and let them ban RSS. See, they should understand, by taking the back road, they can't control RSS. RSS has a history of 100 years of serving this country. Just for raising the issue of non-registration of RSS, they can't curtail like this by using the government power. So urge Chief Minister D.K. Shivakumar as well as Priyank Kharge, they should behave responsibly.
So how will this bill impact RSS? Let's take a look at the details. As far as RSS shakhas are concerned, they will now need permission for using public grounds for route marches as well. They will need prior permission from the state for public events. Government rules apply to RSS events as well, especially the events that are carried out in government premises. Use will be regulated by state authorities, and unauthorized use could lead to action taken. Action possible by state government if there is damage, if there is misuse, and penalties possible as well under the new bill. But this flashpoint comes at a particularly combustible political moment because Rahul Gandhi has simultaneously launched one of his sharpest attacks on the RSS. Rahul has called the BJP RSS a bunch of jokers and clowns, questioned why Indians should fear cowardly force, and claimed that the RSS in its original form is dead. His larger ideological argument is that the RSS has moved away from its earlier social base and has become an instrument of large capital, with other Congress leaders also doubling down.
A lot of people in India, and this is something that has disturbed me, a lot of people in India have been behaving like cowards. So many people. They've been behaving like cowards against this cowardly force. Now I can understand if you are fighting the British Empire and suddenly you say, I'm feeling a bit scared. But you're fighting a bunch of jokers, how can you feel scared?
The law of the land they have to respect. There's no attack. It's a law of the land. And Mr. Gandhi said something which has historically been vindicated every now and then. Look at their role during the Quit India movement. Look at their role when it came to fighting the British. Everything is there for everyone to see. They can't whitewash history at all. So RSS is indeed a bunch of cowards. Cowards who don't even have the courage to register themselves, to have an account statement, because they don't want to be accountable to anyone, to anything.
And the rhetoric has spread beyond Rahul Gandhi. Congress leader Sukhdev Bhagat has now called RSS the country's Vibhishan, questioned its role during the freedom struggle and accused it of siding with the British. BJP leaders have responded by pointing to the Sangh's 100-year history and accusing Congress leaders of repeatedly insulting an organization with millions of volunteers.
मैं तो समझता हूँ कायरहीन विभीषण भी ये है वो, क्योंकि मैं स्वतंत्रता आंदोलन की मैं बात करना चाहूंगा। एक तरफ अगर क्विट इंडिया मूवमेंट की बातें तो आरएसएस अंग्रेजों के साथ खड़ी हो जाती है। आजादी के बाद वो अपने मुख्यालय में कभी तिरंगा उन्होंने नहीं फहराया। तो उन बातों को अगर हम जिक्र करते हैं तो इन्हें लगता है कि हम कोई उनके लिए कोई गलत टिप्पणी कर रहे हैं। राहुल जी इन बातों का है और उन्होंने सही कहा। जो सार्वजनिक चीजें हैं, अगर जब तक एक लॉ ऑर्डर जो लॉ है उसको ऑर्डर में रखना यह राज्य सरकार की जिम्मेवारी होती है।
Why are you using word called organization? Why are you using called word RSS? I don't know. This is for everybody. Publicly, anybody whoever wants to public. For example, tomorrow you want to use a public place. You want to use. You want to put a pandal somewhere. There's a marriage. You want to put a pandal where there is you got a reception. Your family functions are there, or maybe we want to do some celebrations. So there is a way for every organization, for every individual, for every group of people. So for which the law has been brought it. So it's a simple law for everybody. There's a permission has to be taken. Nothing.
we request DK Shivakumar and the entire cabinet to make laws wherein the farmers' lives can be bettered, wherein the school education systems can be bettered, wherein the Kaveri Basin, Kaveri Delta can get more water. Similarly, the entire irrigation system can be improved in Karnataka. The power system which can be given for even for the poor farmers also can be given even in the night time. These are the formulas which cabinet should be bothering. Instead of that, they are bothering about the religions, they are bothering about the caste. So this is the pathetic situation which is happening in Karnataka. They do not have any agenda for the welfare of the people, but only to stay in the power, they are doing all these things.
ये भी कांग्रेस के द्वारा पहली बार नहीं हुआ है। आपातकाल में भी इस प्रकार से उन्होंने सभी संघ परिवार के लोगों को और जनसंघ के लोगों को कांग्रेस ने जेल भेजा था और उसके पहले कई बार इंदिरा गांधी ने भी प्रतिबंध लगाया था। लेकिन आज इतने सारे प्रतिबंधों लगाने के बावजूद, इतना कांग्रेस के द्वारा विरोध करने के बावजूद विश्व का नंबर 1 एक वो संगठन है जो रचनात्मक कार्यों में हमेशा देश के लिए सहयोग करता है।
Now let's take a look at what was the situation or provisions earlier and how things will change under the bill. Now, of course, a cabinet nod has been given. So earlier, rules based on government orders, but under the new bill, the rules get a statutory backing. Earlier, shakhas used public grounds, but now under the new bill, there'll be a prior permission that will be needed to be taken by the authorities. A prior nod will be required for using public spaces. Earlier, route marches sought permission. Now, under the new bill, permission process will be codified. Earlier, disputes over government premises will now be governed by law. That's the change that will happen under the new bill. Now, earlier, there were no specific statutory penalties, but under the new bill, if there is misuse or damage, then there can be penalties imposed. Let's go across to Imran, who's getting us more details. Imran, now one after the other, the government representatives, ministers, leaders are saying that nowhere in the bill have we named a particular political party or an organization. So why is it automatically, the assumption that it is against the RSS?
Well, absolutely. In fact, the Home Minister himself clarified that the bill is intended towards political and any political or religious organizations which intends to use the government buildings or the government premises, government-aided schools, their grounds, playgrounds, and the halls. What the bill, if no prior permission is taken, there is intense fine and a jail term. Now, why this is becoming controversial is the acrimonious relationship the Home Minister in particular has with the RSS, especially to Hindutva ideology, and his statements earlier about how RSS is not a registered organization and many of their shakas are running without getting funds, without any registered body they are, and the government is looking into it. But this particular incident happened 2024. The background of which is what the BJP is particularly alleging is they have fears that it's particularly intended targeted towards RSS, as there was an RSS event where this circular was issued on Chitapur, the constituency of Priyank Kharge. That's when the controversy started. In fact, when the Dharwad bench of the Karnataka High Court struck it down, saying that this is not be allowed, it's not be held legally. So after this, what BJP is alleging, what they could not bring administratively, they're trying to get it under legally. But they say that it violates the Article 19 of the Constitution. Hence, it will be struck down is what the BJP believe. And the whole
intensifying with the BJP saying they tried this earlier as well, but they will not be able to stop the RSS. Thank you very much, Imran, for getting us the details. Let's move on now. So there's a fresh political war of words that has erupted over Rahul Gandhi's latest jibe at the Prime Minister's foreign policy. Speaking at the Rachnatmak Congress National Convention, the leader of opposition took a jibe at PM Modi's practice of hugging foreign leaders. Rahul Gandhi said he did not know where the Prime Minister got the idea from, adding that Modi seemed to think that hugging a foreign leader was foreign policy. And then came the visual, the act. Rahul Gandhi hugged Congress leader Sandeep Dixit on stage, and Sandeep Dixit went on to say, and I quote, "You weren't hugging me thinking that I was Melanie." Rahul Gandhi responds to that and says, "I haven't reached there yet." Listen it.
एक चीज पूछ सकता हूँ? हाँ। मेलनी समझ के तो नहीं पकड़ा था?
I have not reached there yet.
एक चीज पूछ सकता हूँ? हाँ। मिलनी समझ के तो नहीं पकड़ा था?
I have not reached there yet.
All right, we have some breaking inputs coming in on the broadcast. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh has called out Leader of Opposition Rahul Gandhi over the comments made by Congress leader Sandeep Dixit, and Rajnath Singh says he never expected such behaviour from Rahul Gandhi. Listen in.
ऐसा अशोभनीय आचरण की कल्पना से परे था। ये ऐसी भाषा और आचरण के बाद क्या वे लोग अब लाल, बाल, पाल से लेकर गांधी, नेहरू, पटेल, सुभाष बाबू, राजेंद्र बाबू से लेकर प्रणब मुखर्जी जी तक जैसे विराट व्यक्तित्वों की विरासत का वह दावा किसी भी सूरत में कर सकते हैं? मैं तो ये कल्पना भी नहीं कर सकता कि जिसके नाम के आगे गांधी शब्द लगा हो वह ऐसा शर्मनाक बयान भी कभी दे सकता है।
So Rajnath Singh there hitting out at Rahul Gandhi, saying he never expected that Rahul Gandhi will behave in such a manner. He never expected that someone with the name Gandhi could make such a statement. Calls it a shameful statement that has been made. Condemns the act, condemns the statement made. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh there reacting, responding to what Rahul Gandhi did and what Sandeep Dixit said. That act on your screens at the moment, Rahul Gandhi said, for the Prime Minister, hugging foreign leaders is equal to foreign policy. Well, other BJP leaders have hit back at Rahul Gandhi as well. The party has called the remarks unacceptable, saying these remarks and this act reflects Rahul Gandhi's frustration and his lack of understanding of foreign policy. Listen in.
किसी भी छोटे कार्यकर्ता को भी किसी महिला के खिलाफ अथवा अपने देश के प्रधानमंत्री के खिलाफ अभद्र टिप्पणियां नहीं करनी चाहिए। ये पहली बार नहीं हुआ है, वो ऐसा सैकड़ों बार प्रधानमंत्री जी के खिलाफ बोल चुके हैं। और ऊपर से जब लीडर अपोजिशन कोई हो, ये बहुत बड़ा पद होता है विपक्ष का नेता, तो विपक्ष के नेता के रूप में सबसे गैर जिम्मेदाराना बयान एक जिम्मेदार व्यक्ति अक्सर देते रहते हैं, और ये कहीं ना कहीं उनकी परवरिश की कमी।
He was resorting to locker room talk and to cheap innuendos. किसी भी लोकतंत्र में नेता प्रतिपक्ष की बहुत अहम भूमिका होती है। इंडिया डिजर्व्स अ बेटर लीडर ऑफ द ऑपोजिशन than a 56-year-old man behaving in a juvenile manner.
All right, let's now go across to our managing editor Zaka Jacob. He'll be in conversation with the Union Parliamentary Affairs Minister Kiran Rijiju. Over to you.
It is the monsoon season here in Delhi, and keeping with the weather, the parliamentary session, the monsoon session, has been a bit of a washout, whichever way you look at it. PRS legislative research suggests that only 15% productivity was there in the Lok Sabha. What went wrong?